And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. It is Tuesday, July 19th. And yeah, we're almost pretty much getting ready to start August 1st here in a couple of weeks. Of course, it's the countdown to high school football coming up. CajunCountryRadio.com is the home of the Vider Pirates. Yours truly, Robbie Lynn, and of course, our good friend Kevin Mercado on the call. Looking forward to that August 26th at the Silsbee Tigers. So about a little less than 6 weeks to go now. Before the first game, as we're presented here on the Backstage Pass by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey at MitchMacs.com and our friends at Hank Jr. Productions. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Already some great followers there. Again, if you got any questions, I always say for the guests, please leave them in the margin. We'll get to as many as we can here on the show. Well, I tell you what, I met this gentleman just a few weeks ago and really fell in love with a lot of the great music he has put out. 8-song albums coming out August 19th called Breaking Ground. Texas country artist, and of course, a guy who knows music. He's been around a long time. Aaron LaCombe joins us here on the show. Aaron, what's up, man?
No, man. How are you doing?
It's been good, man. It's been a good Tuesday. Quiet on some fronts, and actually got a little nap in, which is always good when you can take a nap.
That's precious, especially in this weather, man.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I do my exercise in the mornings outside after about 10 o'clock. I said, Texas heat, brother. I am done with Texas heat. Do not ask me to go back outside to melt for 4 or 5 hours. I'm not doing that. Hey, let's kind of catch up on this. Like I said, we're going to kind of break down some songs, have you perform for us today here on the show. But let's talk about this. 8 new songs people can look forward to on August 19th. Breaking Ground. Tell us all about this project and the 8-song selection for this album.
Yeah, sure. This whole album was a little bit of a different project for me. I normally record kind of at home and take a long time to do it and sort of build up a whole bunch of songs. And with this one, I just kind of wanted to get out of my box a little bit. So I found a producer, a guy named Chad Malden, who I seemed to click with. And I just basically went to the studio and performed the 8 songs of what I had that I liked the best. I played the guitar and I sang, and then I left. And then he brought in other musicians. I was there for drums and a few other things, but he brought in other musicians and put it together. And, you know, we just kind of check in now and then to make sure it was going the right way. But I really didn't have anything to do with the production of this album. And I got to say, it was a nice departure, nice little break.
I loved it too. And, you know, a couple of songs that people can actually pre-order now, 3 songs in particular. Dream Along With Me is one of them. Was that kind of like that was going to be the song to set the tone for this album? Was that the plan?
Yeah, it was. There was a time when it was maybe going to be the title track of the record too. I was really excited about that song when I wrote it. It was, I guess it was February of last year that I wrote it, kind of in the middle of wave number whatever of the pandemic, and kind of just about having somebody you can dream with and plan with being more important than the actual plans working out, because I don't know about your plans, but mine aren't really working out the way I thought they would go. So yeah, I was real excited about that song. Ended up going with Breaking Ground because it just made a better concept for the overall album. But I'm real happy with that song, and it just came out on Friday. But it was added to a Spotify playlist that has like 300 or 400,000 listeners or something. So it's already getting out there and reaching a lot of ears, and I'm real happy about it.
And one of the ones caught my attention off of there too was I love the title of it, the Laundry Song. Just a great title for a country tune. We talked about this just on the phone a few weeks ago. We were having that conversation about just great music. What inspired that one?
Well, I tell this story right before I play it at the gig, and people always think it's a metaphor for something else, but literally, I was out on the road with me and my dog playing some shows for about a week. I came home, I washed the sheets of blankets in the van, and when I got them out of the washer, I just hung them on the line just because it was a nice day out, and I figured, what the hell, let's save some money on the dryer. And next time I slept on them, man, they smelled so darn good that I just wrote a song about laundry. It just kind of. It was a smell I hadn't smelled since my mom was washing my sheets and blankets when I was real young, and it just brought me right back.
What a great way tunes come to life, I tell you. Just a great advantage to have for a song. And like you said, making it almost like the childhood again when mom was to wash the blankets, and you know, it's one of the best sleeps you've ever had too. Everything is different now. Give me the lowdown for that one too.
Well, it's about how when we used to listen to music, you know, artists put out whole records,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't listen to it as one single at a time. Even I'm sort of battling with that on Spotify. You know, they want you to release a song and then wait a month and release another song and make your fans wait a month for the record. But I liked that albums back in the day were sort of a package that sort of all worked together. All those songs worked together. And every once in a while you'd get one that was just so darn good that it sort of just changed the way you thought about things. Like it, you could just remember that point in time when you first heard that album and how it sort of
Mm-hmm.
just made things better for you or different or whatever. And so the song is kind of about a few times in my life where I just remember the first time I heard an album.
Which is something I tell people a lot of times, man. It's one of those things you never forget, you know, where you're at when you grow up on the right style of music or different genres or whatever you grow up on. It reminds me a little bit of a lot of things, no doubt, when it comes to a song like that. Everything is different now. We're talking about the song on the album Breaking Ground, which is coming out August the 19th. I haven't heard it yet, but I think the title is going to give away probably a pretty good message on the record, too, the same one. Of course, pre-order now, you get the 3 songs we just talked about. And, of course, August 19th, you guys get the full 8-song EP out there. She was a waitress. I'm assuming there's a story behind that?
Hey, there sure is. That's the song I wrote the longest ago. I actually recorded it with a band 10 years ago or so. But I didn't care for the sound of that album, and I thought it just was a fun enough song. It deserved another chance. I worked in restaurants almost all my life. And so as a consequence, pretty much everyone I ever dated was a waitress. And they were all really pleasant experiences for the most part, but there was one that needed a song written, and that's what that song's about.
One that needed a song written. Boy, she got it. Hey, take us back a little bit just on your experience. I found one that was very, very, just very open to me. Superman Only Better back in 2016 when things kind of got rolling for you and putting out that first single. Give me some of the best memories of that one because, yeah, just from the artwork for the single cover and, of course, the title of the song, great work there, no doubt.
Oh, thank you. That song came to me. I was at my friend's house, a couple Canadian folks, and they had just had a kid. And she was getting to be almost 2 years old, and we were just kind of hanging out, and she was running around the kitchen, and she ran into the kitchen island and just bumped her head square on the corner of that thing. It knocked her out pretty good, but a minute later she popped right up, and it was as if nothing ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to thinking that we all were, compared to how we are now, we were all superheroes when we were kids. We could, you know, fall off our bikes and do all kinds of stuff that now would put us in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
We were all superheroes, and we just didn't know to appreciate it. And so that's what that song's about. It's just about, you know, just the kind of youthful spirit and durability we had when we were younger.
Definitely that key word right there. Durability.
Yeah.
So you get older, you don't have much of that anymore. You want to be less of a superhero. When you're younger, you want to be that superhero. You hit your 40s or 50s, you're like, I don't know much durability I've got left. But great message and a great tune. I'll tell you what, let's have you play one for us here on the show. Again, it's the Backstage Pass live on the YouTube channel. Also at the Sports Guys podcast.com. Breaking Ground comes out August 19th. Make sure you guys go pre-order now. And, of course, visit him at AaronLaCombe.com. Aaron, it's all yours, my friend.
All right, I'm going to do Everything is Different now since we were talking about it. In a Mustang fastback at 8 years old, smell of hot leather seats and cigarette smoke. Mom was singing along to the radio. She knew all the words like they were her own. When she looked over at the passenger seat, without even thinking, I was tapping my feet. And we made it home before the song played through. So we circled the block another time or two. And once inside, she put that record on. And I closed my eyes and listened as she sang along. And I thought, I don't know why and I don't know how, but everything is different now. Ten years later, I was on my own. My parents had paid for a full class load, but I figured out if I dropped a class, they'd give me the refund back in cash. And so the second semester, I dropped them all and hit the record store at the Wonderland Mall. I was elbow deep in the bargain bin when I first heard Tom Petty's greatest hits. And guitar in hand, I memorized every song. And after a while, I could play and I could sing them all. And I thought, I don't know why and I don't know how, but everything is different now. And my memory's not the greatest, only pieces still remain. But I damn sure know right where I was when I first heard Purple Rain. A few years back, I met a girl with long brown hair and a dog named Merle. And I asked her if she wanted to dance. And she smiled at me and took my hand. And we danced away the night frozen in time, while the band played every song from Mama Tried. And I thought, I don't know why and I don't know how, but everything is different now. And I said, I don't know why and I don't know how, but everything is different now.
Gotta love it right there, too. Love the lyrics of that song, too, no doubt, too. Yeah, disappeared. I came right back to it. Aaron LaCombe,
thank you.
On the Backstage Pass. Of course, everything is different now off the upcoming record Breaking Ground coming out August 19th. Make sure you guys go grab you a pre-order now. And, of course, get access to that song and a couple more we've talked about here on the show, which is Dream Along With Me. And, of course, the Laundry song, which is on the record Breaking Ground coming out August the 19th. I love pre-ordering too, which is great because you can actually listen to things. It just whets the appetite, and then, bam, pre-order's good. Get it in, and I guess what? Get the rest of the great music when it comes out August the 19th. Great lyrics there for Everything Is Different Now. We're going to take a quick timeout. More with Aaron here on the Backstage Pass, and of course, like I said, having a good time here. The countdown to kickoff is on the way now. Yourself, yours truly, Robbie Lynn, of course, Kevin Mercado. It's the Vider Pirates, CajunCountryRadio.com. Right now, we're going to get a word in here on the show for our friends over at MitchMacs and Bangtail Whiskey. More with Aaron LaCombe here. It is the Backstage Pass. Hang tight.
Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show again, Aaron LaCombe joining us here on the Backstage Pass live on the YouTube channel and also at the SportsGuysPodcast.com. I'm sure we'll talk a little sports here just a little bit at the end, a little segment we call Rapid Fire, which is always a good thing there to do, especially, Texas high school football season coming up. It's always a fun time. Squeeze in a little bit of that. All right, I got to run this one by you because This Tar and These Feathers, great title for a song. I love where you get these ideas from. And I'll say this, the album covers are fantastic. They make me laugh a little bit, and of course some of it's got that serious feel to it. Where'd that one kind of originate from?
That song, so I used to own a bunch of restaurants back in New Mexico, and there were certain things about it I was really good at, but there were certain things about it I was really bad at, and it sort of became evident that if I didn't put myself out of business, it was going to go that way. So I just decided to close everything down, sell off what I could, and move to Austin and focus on music. But it was a real small town where I was at, and people get to talking and making up all kinds of reasons about why things didn't work out. And that song, I left town right as I got rid of all the restaurants, and I sort of started to imagine, what if I had done something? What if I had actually done something wrong? What if I had robbed a bank or done something and left town? And that's kind of where that song came from. Sometimes you feel a little bit ashamed over stuff, maybe more than you ought to. Yeah. And that's kind of what that was about.
And you kind of fast forward, which is, I know during those tough times that you mentioned too, where is everybody, what phase are we in with all this too at the same time when it comes to the pandemic? You guys kept busy with pictures of ourselves. Tell me about that one.
So the title track is pretty shamelessly about the stuff that we're ignoring so that we can be looking at our phones. Like you go out to dinner with 3-4 people and their attentions are distracted. There's people in other parts of the world, or maybe they're just so bored with you that they're looking for something. I think we're just all used to having new stuff come at us all the time through our phones, and I just miss the human connection that we had before that. And there's a video for that song, and the folks who did it, I think, helped visually explain it really well. And that's a weird album for me. There's a bunch of different, it's not necessarily country, there's a bunch of different topics on it, but I like it. I'm proud of it. It's out there now anyway.
Which is fantastic. And the Pictures of Ourselves, which is the album I was going to refer to. Whole Bottle of Wine was one of my favorites on there. And then
thanks.
I'm Somebody Here, a couple of songs, title track off there, but you guys can check it out if you haven't checked out the 10 song album, Pictures of Ourselves. I also thought Uncle Carl had a good feel.
Yeah, Uncle Carl is by far the most notoriety I've gotten about anything. I don't know if you've seen the video, but a certain corporation that I'm not supposed to mention, one of their let's just say the black sheep of that family gave me a bunch of money to make a video for it because she thought it was important. And so we did. And the video is, I think it's up to like 120,000 views on YouTube. It's been all over the place. And I get messages about it all the time from people who, appreciate a little bit of understanding around the holidays when we're all with our families, and you're spending 6 hours with people that you only get to see once a year, and obviously you're not going to see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. So I think we've all been through some version of that.
I would imagine, that's a big thing there too, and definitely I've got to check out the video there on YouTube. A lot of the stuff you put out there too. And then you guys kind of transition into some more great music out there. Like I said, there's a little bit of something for everybody out there, just in my opinion. Outside Dog, which was a full-length album you guys have put out, or 8 songs, I should say. Tell me about Hell Ain't Ready for Me.
That's an interesting one to ask about because I'm still sort of figuring out what it's about.
Me too.
You know, I think the basic premise of the song is I don't really want to die right now because I'm not 100% certain I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be real sure about that before my day comes. I think that's what the song is about.
Not sure if I got my wings yet, but I want to be.
Exactly. Give me a little longer to get my stuff in order.
And then, of course, I know there's a lot of pain, a lot of things we go through, a lot of sorrow, things like this, and we reflect on lives. But I thought to set the tone for that one too, a little bit broken. Let's get the insight on that.
Sure. That's one of my favorite songs. It's just basically about, I kind of noticed looking around at my stuff that the things I value the most I've had for a long time, and they're beat up and dented, and they've got a story behind them. And nowadays, when you can go to Walmart or Amazon and buy any old, brand new thing for a third of what a good one would cost, and it maybe lasts you a year, say a pocket knife, for example, you could spend $60 on a good one and have it your whole life, and it'll have a bunch of scars and notches, and the tip will be broken off from that time you tried to use it as a screwdriver or whatever. And those are the things I value more than, the stuff that lasts you a year and might look perfect for a while. But, I just think trying to keep your stuff looking perfect is a lost cause.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'll tell you this: growing up as just a music fan, one of the things I love to do was to go to the record store and just kind of see what vinyls were there. Buy me a couple of the old time stuff. Were you into the vinyl records growing up?
I was, and I still am all over again. A lady in town was cleaning out a couple of storage areas, and I saw that she was selling records, and I went and looked, and she just had everything that I had from my childhood and didn't have again. So I bought some from her, and then she posted more, and I bought some more from her. And finally she said, "Look, I'm sick of sorting through all this stuff. Give me $100, you can have them all." So I bought something like 400 really good records, old rock and country, for like $100. And that jump started me. Now every time I see a record store, I'm back in there.
So, and some of them too. Like I went to a show, was it last year with I believe it was it was in Houston, and Blackberry Smoke had come through, and I was just kind of getting down there and want to see them live. Fantastic show those guys put on. And they've been doing
they're so good.
And pull up to the merch booth. I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead, hey, $30 and just get the record that I bought there too, one of their older ones at the same time. I said, it is vinyl, so I'm gonna add it to my collection. Still to this day, Aaron, I'm not taking the plastic off of it. I won't do it.
You know what? Even if that's the case, it's a great way to support a band.
It is.
They and vinyl's a pain in the butt to make right now. It takes about a year to get your vinyls made, so you really got to have your ducks in a row. So yeah, even if you never listen to a man, it's a great way to support a band.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And like I said, I knew it was like I said, more than the money to me. It was all about the music and just supporting the act. A buddy of mine went out there to see last year, House of Blues over in Houston. Always enjoy the shows out there too. Well, I tell you what, let's play one more. We got to come back and do a little segment I call a rapid fire, which is always cool to get to know you more on the personal side. And of course, I know we talked about this a few weeks ago. There's some sports kind of hidden in there for some teams you root for, which is great there too. So we'll have you play one more. We'll take a break, and Aaron, it's all yours.
All right, let's go with the laundry song this time.
Here we go.
Take just a second. Tune. Here we go. I was walking home from church on Sunday, and something sent me reeling back in time. It wasn't what I heard or seen, but something smelled so fresh and clean, with someone hanging laundry on the line. And that got me thinking back when I was younger. I don't know how my mother found the time. She always kept us clothed and fed, and Saturday she'd make the beds, with sheets and blankets hanging on the line. Laundry that's been hanging on the line. There ain't nothing in the world that smells as fine. The machine's alright, it's understood, but nothing makes you feel so good as laundry that's been hanging on the line. Even in the winter here in Texas, a sunny day ain't all that hard to find. So if it's not a rainy mess, our girl puts on a pretty dress and hangs all of our laundry on the line. The laundry that's been hanging on the line. There ain't nothing in the world that smells as fine. I know we don't all have the space, but the world would be a better place if we all hung our laundry on the line. And you know me, I'm not the kind that's always telling others what to do. It's only a suggestion, a minor predilection. Don't do it for me, do it for you. I got a friend who lives in New York City. He calls me on the phone from time to time. He says no one's got a yard up there and people steal your underwear, so he don't hang his laundry on the line. The laundry that's been hanging on the line. There ain't nothing in the world that smells as fine. Some people stop to smell the roses, but for my particular nose, it's laundry that's been hanging on the line. Why don't you hang your laundry on the line? I always hang my laundry on the line.
Just love it, man. Riding around on my truck, you can play that and just be in a great mood and really just crank that thing up. It's just amazing with the story of how that one came to life. Like you said, the sheets, everything, the laundry song from Aaron LaCombe. It's on Breaking Ground coming out August 19th. Make sure you guys go pre-order now and check that bad boy out. That's one of the songs you can listen to. Of course, you heard Everything Is Different Now, and of course, stream along with me. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll do one final timeout more with Aaron here. It is the Backstage Pass live on the YouTube channel and, of course, at the sportsguyspodcast.com. We'll come back. We'll talk a little sports with Aaron, probably get into some football stuff. We're getting close, ever so close to the start of college season and, of course, high school season. Word from Bangtail and our friends at MitchMacs coming right back. It is the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. I love that too. Make sure you get some of that, brother. It's good stuff. Bangtail Whiskey and our friends at MitchMacs.com. It's if you want to wind down some, brother, you can mix it with anything too. Make it any type of cocktail you want and put like I said, ginger ale, soda. Bangtail is good out there, no doubt. It's like I said, 90 handcrafted, 90 proof out of Orlando, Florida, but has made its way on the scene in the last couple of years. He's been with me, no doubt. So it's good stuff, no doubt. Bangtail Whiskey, bangtail.com, or the best way is Easy Liquor, the app. Everybody knows what that is. You get it off Easy Liquor, and it's 750 milliliters coming to your door, man. That's the best thing right to your door.
Right on.
So can't beat that off the Easy Liquor app to be able to do that. Back here with Aaron LaCombe here on the Backstage Pass. We're going to finish up a little segment called Rapid Fire again. You can check him out, aaronlacombe.com, and of course, get Breaking Ground pre-order now. And August 19th, the full album comes out there, the 8-song album, of course, August 19th on the website. And of course, pre-order wherever you stream or get your music right now. All right, so I mentioned about college football, high school football, the NFL. Everybody's getting excited. Is there teams, or are there teams specifically that you root for when it comes to football season? If so, who are they?
Detroit Lions, my friend. I'm ride or die for the Detroit Lions.
Well,
I was born and raised there, and you just don't have a choice.
Well, like you said, that's a good thing too, because I was looking up some stuff. It was SEC Media Day in Atlanta, watching Sports Center this morning on ESPN. I was watching Nick Saban just talk about the conference and super conferences and all these different topics that they had thrown at him. And one of the cool things that I saw there on there was a great wide receiver that is coming to you guys, Jamison Williams to Detroit there. No matter the quarterback situation, that has to at least get you excited that you guys have some deep threats on the outside.
I am. I wish that we'd had that when we had Stafford, but whatever. Can't have everything.
You can't. And I'll say Dan Campbell's one of the best young head coaches in the game, and I'll say that he got more out of the guys last year than we've seen in previous years and under previous regimes out there. So best of luck. I will say this, and like I said, you never know the quarterback situation. It could be one of those things where they just add some depth or get somebody kind of off the free agent market. But like I said, this is, I tell people all the time, it's crazy it took Stafford to get out of Detroit to go to LA to win the Super Bowl. That's still.
What's really funny is I was in Detroit for the Super Bowl, and you would have thought we were in the Super Bowl. I mean, there were Detroit Rams T-shirts everywhere you looked. It was fantastic. Wow. I guess we just figured it's closest we were going to get. So.
Yeah, well, that's about right, no doubt. I will say, like I said, get a running game, get a pretty good offensive line. They did pretty decent in the draft, so we'll see. I'm not going to count the chickens or what have you, but I will say Jamison Williams would get between 5 and 10 touchdowns is my prediction this year for that rookie. Watching him play SEC football, one of the best receivers in the game. Baseball, do you have a team? Is it the Tigers?
It is. Yep. Okay. This is gonna get real boring real quick because it's all Detroit for me.
It's all good.
Yeah, I have some friends as far as Detroit sports go. I have some friends who moved from Detroit to Colorado and now are Avalanche fans, which I cannot I don't understand how that happens.
Well, the change of the guard, I guess sometimes you could say it just changes. But you know what though, I'm not a huge hockey fan. I'll watch bits and pieces of it, but I will say that was a great Stanley Cup final with the Colorado Avalanche, Tampa Bay Lightning. Got a chance to watch 2 or 3 games in that series and back and forth. And the biggest thing was the Avs could score, man. They could put the puck in the net. It was
for sure.
It was that good, no doubt. When you can score, you're going to win over half your games. No matter what sport it is, when you put up points, no doubt. All right, in your fun time, I guess, away from music, what do you like to do for hobbies?
I cook. I have a little company that renovates vintage Airstream trailers and Silver Streaks, anything aluminum. So it's not as much of a hobby anymore as it is a way to pay the bills. But I do enjoy that sometimes. I like to fish, hike, mountain bike, anything outdoors.
A little bit of everything. I like that. Yeah, good stuff. Well, what's the best place? I mean, for me, it was Yellowstone National Park. What's one of your favorite places to hike? Is it a trail? Is it a park? A national park?
Yeah, I have been to Yellowstone and I've been to Glacier. I've been to all that stuff. But my favorite place to hike really is New Mexico. Okay. Their outdoor areas. First of all, they don't have a huge population there anyways, but it's real easy to be alone in the woods out there. You walk half a mile and you might never see another person on the trail. And it's absolutely beautiful up there in the mountains.
Speaking of mountains, that's one of my wife and I go at least twice a year. Love going to Scottsdale, Arizona, just outside Phoenix there. And oh man, just great trails, my friend. And the scenery, love the mountains. It's just, and the fact that you're about 5 hours away from, if you want to drive it, you're from Los Angeles or San Diego, taking I-10 going west. But it's just a beautiful time. And if I'm not on a beach somewhere, I tell people you can find me in the mountains, hiking, doing something that's a lot of fun out there. Sir. I noticed that young friend behind you there, or I should say one of your furry friends. Who's that?
That's Potter. He's my Great Dane, who's a little warm right now, you would think. But he's about 8 years old now. He's been riding with me, going on tour. He's been to just about every state in the country. This is about as far away from me as he likes to be. So.
Stays loyal to his companion, no doubt. You do too as well. I bet he eats like you're trying to take it away from him. I bet.
Exactly.
Some food, no doubt. Let me do this one. I know I got to go out and get me the lottery ticket because I know for Texas the Mega's like blowing up over 500 mil. Now let's say Aaron wins that or one of the big lotteries. What's the first thing you do with the money?
There's a ranch right around the corner from my house, and you drive over the lake to get to the house, and then the house has a big pool. And I don't know how many acres they've got, but they have like elk and deer. First thing I would do is go knock on those people's door and ask them how much to be out by Friday. And then I'd, there'd be some old cars I'd get, but that'd be the first place I'd come after.
I love it. Get you a ranch, no doubt, brother. I think for me, it'd be like give back to charity, take a trip to Hawaii, and go get one of those, like you said, those old, I would say beat up cars, but like you said, vintage cars or something. I'm kind of like you, the classic cars I get into from time to time, where you see them, you're like, I wish I could have that. Wish I had enough money for that one or this one. So I'd probably, it wouldn't matter for 500 plus million. Like
exactly.
Cash option. I want it all up front too as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, the music is fantastic. You're a great person, a great artist. Just continuing to follow, your dream out there, and Breaking Ground is across all the platforms now for pre-order. Make sure you guys go check that out and get the full album August the 19th. Aaron, appreciate the time. Great to get to know you the past few weeks, my friend, and thanks for being a part of this. We appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You got it. One of a kind, Aaron LaCombe out there, aaronlacombe.com. Make sure you guys go check that out too, the website. Keep track of the tour dates, get you some merch if there's merch posted there too. And of course, check out Breaking Ground August the 19th. We'll see you guys on the Backstage Pass probably Friday morning. We'll take the next couple of days off. Got some personal things to attend to, but if not, definitely next week, Monday, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday. So keep track of the social pages out there, the website, and of course, all the things on YouTube to find out who's coming on next. Always somebody very interesting and always a great artist we love supporting here as we do on the Backstage Pass. And of course, next week, most of the NFL camps open. I know Detroit is one of them. Arizona's another. The Cowboys football season is in the air. The Vider Pirate Call will be on Cajun Country radio.com. Yours truly, Robbie Lynn, and our good friend Kevin Mercado. We'll see you guys on the Backstage Pass possibly Friday morning. Until then, have a great next couple of days. And of course, the baseball all-star game is tonight from Los Angeles. So make sure you go out there and enjoy that. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Thanks, Brandon.